What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool contract news update video, and we will talk about Mo Salah in this video because Dejan Lovren, one of the best friends of Mo Salah, and they talk regularly, gave a detailed interview about Salah's contract situation, and this is also an indicator on how Salah feels about the lack of progress in these contract talks, because at the moment Salah is closer to leaving Liverpool than to staying at Liverpool. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comments below. Is there any excuse for FSG to not give Salah a contract that he wants? Of course, it's very difficult because we don't know what exactly Salah wants. He probably wants a pay rise and a long contract, but we will talk about that in detail as well, and what kind of pros and cons FSG and Liverpool hierarchy are weighing up whether to give Salah a new contract or not. And Lovren said, we are still in touch with Mo Salah. We talk every now and then, and I have to be careful what I say now because I know a lot of things. And then he wasn't careful about what he said, Lovren, as he always isn't careful. He's very open and honest. He said, honestly, I don't know the exact numbers, but whatever Salah is asking for, I think he deserves it. It's simple. This guy is doing his job on the pitch. Don't look at his age. Some will say he will be 33 years old, but look at Ronaldo. He's 40 and he's still playing. Mohamed Salah is still scoring goals. He's in great physical and mental shape. He's still playing for the national team in Egypt. So what's the problem? He's 7 or 8 years younger than Cristiano. So what's the problem with Salah? Nobody can find an answer. That's why I find it difficult. Just to intercept here, one of the problems might be because Salah is actually playing still for the national team, but more on that a little bit later. So Lovren went on to say, I can talk in more detail. Salah believes that there are things missing from the Liverpool side, but I hope they will be resolved soon. But the current reality is that he is closer to leaving than staying at Liverpool. Everyone wants him to stay, and I personally want him to stay. I called him one day and I said, Mo, you have to think about yourself. Look at everything you have given this club and what you can still give Liverpool Football Club. In the end, I came to the conclusion that Liverpool Football Club doesn't seem to respect Salah enough, or at least not as much as they think they deserve. But that's another side of the story. It's all about what goes on behind the scenes. Everyone can agree when they look at the numbers. There is no player who has the statistics like Mohamed Salah, not only this season, but over the last 5-6 seasons in a row. They are not just amazing numbers that Salah is producing, they are crazy. I think he does not get enough attention despite these numbers, because if it was Messi or Ronaldo, we would see talk every day about his contract was not renewed and why the right offer was not made to him. But unfortunately, I think Mohamed Salah does not get this attention. He loves Liverpool, by the way. He loves Liverpool a lot and he wants to stay, and that's the most important part. And this all sounds like it was written by Salah's agent or by Salah himself. It looks like another push towards putting pressure on Liverpool to give Salah what he wants. And it's very difficult to comment exactly who is right and who is wrong without knowing the exact facts and the exact figures. And of course, that will probably never come out. Salah, what kind of salary and what kind of wages and what kind of exact contract Salah is demanding Liverpool, and what is missing from Liverpool's offer, because Lovren said some things are still missing. But in the meantime, Liverpool put up a new giant poster on their stadium with Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk on these giant posters. Hopefully that will be part of a contract announcement package, but that's of course just wishful thinking on my part. But let's be real, how many top clubs would actually want to give Salah what he's after? I mean European clubs, because of course the Saudi clubs will offer him an absolute fortune, but not many top clubs could offer Salah what he wants, which is probably 400,000-500,000 pounds per week plus a long contract. There is a reason there haven't been strong links to Salah from other European big clubs. Real Madrid, they usually sign young talents and top talents, and they have already Rodrigo on the right wing. Arsenal have Bukayo Saka and also young players. Bayern Munich, they already broke their wage structure with Harry Kane. They won't sign another old player on huge wages. Italian clubs have no money, they can't compete with the wages that Liverpool are offering Salah, might as well stay with us, stay with Liverpool and earn more than he could possibly get in Italy. Barcelona, their finances are in shambles, and they probably need to sell 2 or 3 top players to even afford Salah's salary, and they already have Lewandowski, who is also another old player on huge salary, so I don't think they will go for another one. Paris Saint-Germain could be a club who can afford to offer Salah huge wages, but are they interested in Salah? They just signed Kvaratskhelia, and they have Barcola, Dembele, a lot of brilliant wingers. Does Salah even consider PSG as a genuine top club? The league itself, the French league, no disrespect, it's not a top league. It's a mid-league, so would Salah even want to go there? I'm not sure. Chelsea, it's against their transfer policy. They usually sign young players. Players above 25 years old are not even on Chelsea's radar. This can also apply to Man City. Hopefully Man City get relegated, so they won't have even a chance of thinking about signing Salah. And more recently with Man United, Salah wouldn't go to Man United. That would completely ruin his Liverpool legacy. So unless Salah really wants to leave for Saudi Arabia, Salah doesn't have as much leverage as he thinks he does. So that is a very good point made by this Liverpool fan. And also Liverpool putting up this huge poster with Salah on the cup or on the stadium. It doesn't look like a club who is preparing to let Salah walk away on a free transfer. But of course, remember, Ryan Brewster was all over the 2020-21 promotions before he was eventually sold to Sheffield United for actually huge amount of money. Considering how Ryan Brewster's career turned out, Liverpool absolutely robbed them blind, that's true. And it's pretty clear from Lovren's interview that yes, Liverpool offered Salah a contract, probably an improvement on his current one contract, but Salah wants more. He wants to be valued as the best player in the world, which he is right now, but Liverpool don't have money to value him like the Saudi clubs, or even like Man City or Real Madrid pay some of their stars. And yes, Salah is the best player in the world, so he has the right to ask for these special things in his contract, and it would be pretty stupid for Liverpool to not to give Salah at least close to what he wants. But there is also an argument that if you give Salah too high wages and too long of a contract, then you could have many potential issues. So let's look at those potential issues that could arise in the future if Liverpool sign Salah on a 3-year contract with £500,000 per week. He's already paid a really ridiculous amount of money, because remember, the £350,000 per week contract is his base salary. With bonuses, he's getting close to £500,000 per week, and with his image rights and everything, he's earning around £1 million per week with everything, the sponsorship deals, the image rights. And Liverpool will always have a limit to how much they can pay him, because they are not a state-owned club. And then the fact that Salah will be 33 years old when next season starts, and that's when a lot of players start to fall off and decline. And also next season there is the Africa Cup of Nations, then it's a World Cup summer, and then another Africa Cup of Nations in 2 seasons time. And from both Africa Cup of Nations, usually the problem is with those in the middle of the season, usually Salah returns from that absolutely exhausted, and he has a poorer average season in the second half of the season from Salah's usual high standards, let me say it like that, because for most of the other wingers, he's still putting up very decent numbers. So it's perfectly reasonable for Liverpool to have hard lines that it doesn't want to cross. For example, I wouldn't give Salah a 3 or 4 year contract unless it's with heavily incentivized bonuses and add-ons. His base salary should be around 350,000-400,000 pounds, and maybe make the bonuses, like if he's having still amazing seasons, then you can give him bigger wages with the bonuses triggered. And the Africa Cup of Nations is probably a huge part of the gap between what Liverpool want to offer Salah and what Salah wants Liverpool to offer him, because the last 2 Africa Cup of Nations have almost resulted in Salah only playing like a little bit more than half a season each time, because last season he got actually injured during the Africa Cup of Nations and he missed 2 months at Liverpool. Otherwise, he has a pretty stellar injury record. The problem is that after the Africa Cup of Nations is over, Salah is having some cold spells where he doesn't score many goals, and Liverpool don't give Salah a new contract to reward him for his past performances. They give Salah a new contract because of what he will do in the future for Liverpool, which I think is very important. And of course, it's an incredibly difficult position because Salah is the best player in the world right now, the best Liverpool player, the most important Liverpool player. So it's very hard not to give him a salary that makes him stay, but it's also very hard to know what Salah wants, what Liverpool can afford to offer Salah, how big of a difference is there. Because if Salah wants 500, 600,000 pounds per week base salary and bonuses on top of that, plus a 3-year contract, then Liverpool just cannot justify spending that even on Mo Salah, because in 1 or 2 years we might be in a very, very bad financial situation because of it. Because if we can't move on Salah and he has this huge contract without contributing, then it will be very difficult to replace him. Of course, it will be difficult to replace him this summer or next summer or whenever Salah leaves. It will be an impossible job because you cannot replace a player who gets 40, 50 goal contributions every single season. But Salah's value in this negotiation is tied to his future performance, not what he has done so far. Of course, his past and current amazing performance guides the contract talks. But if Liverpool has metrics and rules that they follow around this, you would probably back Liverpool to make the right choice ultimately, even if that means letting Salah go, which I don't want to even think about happening right now. But that's more and more of a possibility each week that we get closer to the end of the season. In an ideal scenario, Salah signs a 3 or 4 year contract with heavily incentivized bonuses, which means that his base salary is pretty modest, and then you have all these bonuses that can be triggered if Salah plays a lot of games, if he scores a lot of goals, if he gets a lot of assists, then he deserves even bigger contract than what he's earning right now. But maybe Salah doesn't feel valued if Liverpool offer him a contract like that, and it could be perceived by Salah's camp as disrespecting Salah, offering him a bonus heavy contract. Looking at it from Liverpool's point of view, historically Africa Cup of Nations has a negative impact on Salah, you can't argue against that. He isn't getting any younger, so a not incentivized contract is a big risk for Liverpool, probably in their eyes. It's a tough situation for everybody, because Salah wants to stay, but he also wants to feel valued. Liverpool want him to stay, but they also don't want to overspend. But I think even if Salah gets a huge contract and Liverpool overspend, let's read the worst case scenario. Liverpool giving Salah a huge contract, maybe a 3-year contract. If Salah falls off the cliff after 1 season, his numbers are bad, his physical shape is declining, we can still sell him to Saudi Arabia for pretty decent money. Because even when Salah is 34, 35, 36 years old, he will still be an icon in the Middle East, and Saudi clubs would gladly take him and pay him an absolute fortune. If I was Liverpool, I would just extend Salah's contract, take that risk, and if he falls off a cliff in 1 or 2 years, then just move him on to Saudi Arabia, and you actually get a transfer fee for him. But the optics of how it looks to the outside world of Liverpool losing Salah when he is at the peak of his powers, Salah is having a Ballon d'Or season. If Liverpool lose him on a free transfer, it looks absolutely awful. The other issue that Liverpool have is if we let Salah leave and Trent Alexander-Arnold leave, then we need to sign 5 or 6 huge players in the summer, because we need a new left back, we need a new centre back, probably need a new striker as well. Plus, if you have to replace Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold and maybe even Virgil van Dijk, that's 5 or 6 world-class players that Liverpool need to sign, and that's a huge amount of turnover, a huge amount of players changing, and that could disrupt Liverpool for the next 1 or 2 years. As genius of a manager as Arne is, we would expect a major drop-off if Salah left, if Trent Alexander left, if Virgil van Dijk left. You can't replace Salah's numbers with a like-for-like replacement. You would probably need to sign a striker who can get 20-25 goals. You would probably need to sign a right winger who could get 15 to 20 goals. And the overall contributions of the attacking 6 players would amount to, or should amount to, pretty much same output that Liverpool are producing right now. But you can't hide from the fact that Salah is getting around 60-70% of Liverpool's goal contributions this season. So probably Salah wants a high base salary and moderate incentives, not a moderate base salary that Liverpool are offering him and high incentives. Also probably the incentives that Salah is interested in and wants in his contract are not probably that straightforward. Liverpool probably want to put in goals and assists, and maybe Salah is requesting some special incentives to be put into his contract. And it's very annoying if the only reason why Liverpool are not giving Salah the new contract that he wants is because we fear in 2 or 3 years Salah might drop off. He's showing absolutely no signs of that yet. And even if you give a 2 or 3 year contract to Salah, if you get one more brilliant season out of him and Liverpool win the Premier League title next season as well as this season, then whatever money you are paying to Salah for the next 3 years is worth it. Not only has he been in top form, he's having a Ballon d'Or season. And if Salah does have a drop-off, you can always sell him to Saudi Arabia for a little bit of money and you get rid of his high salary. No one else in the Liverpool squad is getting anywhere near Salah's numbers, and Liverpool have a lot of problems in their other forward areas. It's not like Darwin Núñez is scoring 20 goals a season. It's not like Jota is staying fit for the whole season so he can score 20-25 goals. And Luis Diaz has a very bad second half of the season so far. So it's not like the other attackers, apart from Cody Gakpo, are pulling up a lot of trees. So Liverpool have to be very careful with what they do with Mo Salah, and that's the latest update around this Salah contract situation. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.